Okay, so we're going to have two examples in this video. We're going to look at this, and I'm going to talk about that idea before where we have this positive value here, which means that these two guys are married together. So the denominator is a factor, it's prime, and actually so is the numerator. I can't reduce either one of these. So a lot of you are going to want to reduce this and this. And you might say, oh, it's b plus 1 over, I don't know, 1. It doesn't work. In the basic way is to say, oh, if b was 2, 2 squared plus 7 over 2 plus 7, that's going to equal 11 over 9. Well, if I plug 2 into this, it's 2 plus 1 over 1, which is 3 halves. Well, are these two guys equal? They aren't. So the simplification didn't work. You have to be careful with how we reduce. Best way that I've found that students remember is by knowing that this plus marries these guys, and we have to look at whole factors, and if they're the same, we can reduce. So I can't do anything. The original problem is the most reduced or simplified form. Our next example, we're actually going to multiply these guys together. And at first, some of you are probably like, oh my gosh, I mean, this is a lot of multiplication, I'm going to have to distribute, but it's actually a lot easier if we reduce it first. So we want to factor and reduce. And then we're going to multiply. Okay? So I'm going to factor and reduce and then multiply. So we'll start with the first term on the left, so x plus 1, and then this guy will factor into x plus 3, x minus 1. I'm going to multiply that. We'll look at this guy. This is the same as x plus 3, x minus 2. And then this guy down here is x minus 3, x plus 1. And I'm going to go ahead and look, and because it's all multiplication, it basically means that these guys are all, so I drew this blue line in here, they're all the same fraction and they're all being multiplied together. So I'm going to look for common factors, and I have x plus 1 here, x plus 1 here. I have an x plus 3 here, and an x plus 3 here. So what that leaves me with is an x minus 2 in the numerator, and an x minus 1, x minus 3 in the denominator. Much easier to put together. So this guy right here is factored form. Okay, we've talked about that. Now when I multiply, I'm going to get it into standard form. So on quizzes and tests, I'm going to ask for one or the other. You need to make sure that you put the appropriate form. So the x minus 2 stays at the top, and then I'm going to distribute, and I'm going to get x squared minus 4x plus 4 in the numerator. Now the very last step is I want to state the domain. The domain is based off of the original function. So the original function is going to be, and I apologize, it's not based off the original function. I'm going to go ahead and base it off of what I have here. So I'm going to go ahead and state the domain where x cannot equal a -3 or a -1. And that is taken from my factors there. And there we go, and that's how we multiply.